the migrant accused of shooting two New York City police officers is suspected of being a member of an infamous Venezuelan gang. Congressman Mike Lawler, Republican from New York, joins me now. Congressman, isn't this exactly what we were all worried about with an open border?
Absolutely. This is the consequence of sanctuary city policies, open borders, and lawlessness. And Stuart, just like Kathy Hochul standing at the White House yesterday for President Biden's executive order after he created the very mess that we're in, her congestion pricing scam that she just announced is nothing more than a political ploy in an election year. The reality is this: we absolutely need to crack down on these illegal border crossings. Since Joe Biden took office, over 10 million migrants have crossed our southern border, most of them illegally. 90% have been released into our country. And when these asylum and parole cases are finally adjudicated, 70% are being rejected. So the reality is that when you allow people into the country, they aren't working, they're here on American taxpayer dime, getting free housing, free health care, free education, free clothing, free food, and then you have people engaged in assaulting and shooting law enforcement officers. It is absolutely unconscionable that they're still here. They should be deported immediately.
Congressman, I don't want to go too far off base here, but I would like your comment on what California is doing. I don't know whether you were watching the show 10 minutes ago, but we learned that California wants to insist that illegals get government jobs in California, and the taxpayer in California will give illegals a 20% down payment to buy a house. I'd just like your quick comment. I know you're from New York, but I'd like your comment on California.
California and New York are absolute dumpster fires under these governors. These governors are running their states into the ground. It's why Americans are leaving New York and California in droves, and they're going to states that are more free, less restrictive, have lower taxes, and a lower cost of living. If you are going to give illegal immigrants credit cards, debit cards, housing, jobs, somebody is paying for that. The taxpayers are paying for that. And that's why these states are collapsing under the weight of their stupidity. These policies don't work. We are a nation of immigrants. We want immigrants to be able to come here, to be able to participate in our economy, but they have to do so legally. When you have this situation where you allow the border to be overrun, and then you allow your cities and communities to be overrun, and they don't have work authorization, and they don't have the ability to pay for themselves, then the taxpayer has to foot the bill. That's why New York is collapsing. That's why California is collapsing. That's why they have billions of dollars in deficit, and their tax base is shrinking.
Congressman Mike Lawler, telling it how it is. We appreciate that. Thanks so much for being with us, sir. We always appreciate that. Thank you.
Thanks, Stuart.